So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is the NY iMapInvasives monthly webinar. And today we'll be talking about iMapInvasives in the classroom, and we'll be focusing on the invasive species curriculum for middle and high school students. And we've got a number of people who you'll be interacting with today. So there's myself, Mitchell O'Neill, with the New York Natural Heritage Program. And in the chat box and moderating the Q&A at the end, we'll hear from Andrea Nieves with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. We also have Jennifer Dean with the New York Natural Heritage Program, Dr. Michael Jabot from SUNY Fredonia, and Emily Kaboot from Averill Park Central School District. So I'm very thankful to have all of those guest speakers on with us today, as well as everyone who's attending. And to let you know what the New York Natural Heritage Program is, so our mission is to facilitate conservation of New York's biodiversity by providing comprehensive information and scientific expertise on rare species and natural ecosystems to resource managers and other conservation partners. So we're most well known for our rare species work, but to recognize that invasive species have such an impact on rare species and on biodiversity. We also have a section of the New York Natural Heritage Program dedicated to invasive species, and that's where I work. So we administer iMapInvasives in New York State, and we work on a couple of other projects like WISPA, the Watercraft Inspection Steward Program. We manage the data for that program and some other projects. This is just to give you an idea of what we'll be talking about today. So I'll start with an introduction. We'll hear from Mike Jabot, and then I'll give some overview of the curriculum. We'll get some tips on teaching this curriculum from Emily Kaboot, and we have just a couple other messages before wrapping up and getting to your questions. And just to get started, I want to make sure we all are familiar with the concept of invasive species. So these are species that are both non-native and have a negative impact. And to give you a little more framing on what invasive species are, there was actually a video, a TEDx video created that's a little 4-minute video that gives a background on invasive species. We actually link it in the invasive species curriculum, so it'll be useful for today for getting everyone primed on invasive species, but it's also useful for giving to students to get them primed on invasive species.